Brace yourselves, because what I'm about to say makes the Kardashians look like a calm book club sipping chamomile tea. The internet just cracked in half after whispers. No. Screams erupted that Tesehki didn't just throw shade, didn't just subtweet, didn't just drop a few petty emojis. She allegedly pulled up on Lil Baby, demanding answers over the rumored Chrisean rock attack situation. And the way this story is unfolding? It feels like somebody peeled back the curtain on hip-hop's messiest, most chaotic group chat and hit leak all. Screenshots, subliminals, fan detectives, and a rumor mill spinning harder than Twitter on Nicki Minaj release night, all swirling around one question. Did Lil Baby have something to do with the drama that rained down on Chrisean? And if not, why did Tesehki look ready to interrogate this man like she was auditioning for CSI Baddies Edition? Sources claim she showed up with that big sister energy, the protective instinct of a lioness with Wi-Fi, and the sarcasm sharp enough to shave marble. The confrontation supposedly went from 0 to Zeus Network finale in seconds. Voices raised. Eyes widened. Fans swear somebody yelled, "Say it with your chest." Was Lil Baby clueless, complicit, or caught in the wrong storyline at the wrong time? Stay right here. The receipts are boiling. The theories are feral. And this scandal isn't done spilling ink yet. The moment whispers about Tesehki confronting Lil Baby over the alleged Chrisean rock attack started leaking into the internet bloodstream. Social media mutated into a circus with no ringmaster. 1 minute, timelines were debating music charts, and the next, people were dissecting facial expressions, lip movements, and blurred screenshots like FBI interns who hadn't slept in 4 days. It all began when fans claimed Tesehki caught wind that Chrisean scuffle, the one that set comment sections ablaze, wasn't as spontaneous as it looked. Instead, the allegation rolling around was that somebody powerful consigned the energy behind it, and Lil Baby's name got sucked into the tornado like a receipt that refuses to stop printing. The Yomanito like a receipt that refuses to stop printing. Theory first surfaced on a gossip page that's known for stirring the pot harder than a soul food grandma on Thanksgiving. They didn't post facts. They posted speculation dressed like evidence, bold letters, blurry circles, cropped angles, the digital version of a conspiracy board covered in red string. And in the center of that chaos, 3 names floated: Chrisean Rock, Lil Baby, and Tesehki, the unofficial spokesperson of If You Touch My Sister. I'm coming to the source. Online detective sorts started with a suspicious clip of Lil Baby reacting to Chrisean's altercation. The 7-second video where he raised an eyebrow, chuckled, and muttered something inaudible became exhibit if fans slowed it down frame by frame like it was the Zapruder film. Certain they heard a syllable that sounded like, "That's wild." That micro-reaction ignited a wildfire of think pieces. Why did he react that way? Why was he watching the clip at all? Why did somebody in the back whisper something about not surprised? The internet's imagination went sprinting, and suddenly, the idea that Lil Baby might have been connected to the tension that landed on Chrisean started trending harder than Grammy's night. That's when Tesehki allegedly decided enough was enough. Folks claimed she didn't do what celebrities usually do, tweet cryptically, throw shade with emojis, or post Bible verses in all caps. No, rumor has it she wanted eye-to-eye clarity. And the energy she rolled in with? People described it like she was the season finale twist nobody saw coming. Calm but heated. Smiling but sarcastic. The kind of vibe that says, I'm here to talk, but I'm also here to drag if necessary. Fans insisted that when she pulled up, you could practically smell the tension from TikTok duets. The speculation behind her motive was even wilder. Some said she heard Lil Baby was sitting too comfortably close to people who didn't like Chrisean. Others said she didn't like the tone of the laugh in the clip, that it sounded dismissive, even entertained. And then there were those who swear they saw a DM screenshot, one that allegedly made it look like Baby was saying something slick about Chrisean's fight. Whether real or fanfiction, the internet ate it like free buffet dessert. Once rumors hit maximum volume, everybody had a theory. One group insisted Lil Baby had zero involvement and was just scrolling his For You page like any normal human casually watching chaos from a safe distance. Another group was absolutely convinced somebody whispered in his ear, stirred the pot, and turned an altercation into a storyline. And the third group? They didn't care about facts, they just wanted drama and popcorn. And this scandal was movie theater-grade entertainment. Meanwhile, Tesehki gained a reputation as the ultimate protective sister. Fans projected the entire Greek mythology of warrior queens onto her. They called her the shock absorber, the PR manager for chaos, the unofficial lawyer of Chrisean affairs. They said if something touched rock, even a rumor, Tesehki would hunt down the shadow, interrogate the breeze, and confront whoever breathed suspiciously near her sister. Her vibe became legend. People joked that even Marvel villains wouldn't try her. That's why the possibility of a confrontation with Lil Baby triggered pandemonium. Because this wasn't some random D-list influencer. This was Lil Baby, chart topper, headline magnet, the I can sneeze and it'll hit Billboard rapper. To imagine someone stepping up to him demanding clarity, especially over Chrisean rock. The walking thunderstorm of headlines felt like reality TV finally realized it needed bigger writers. Then came the eyewitness stories. Online accounts popped up claiming they heard voices, saw gestures, felt tension through body language like ghost hunters sniffing for spirits. One description compared the energy to a courtroom ready for a verdict. Another swore Tesehki's sarcasm could have sliced diamonds. People insisted Lil Baby didn't act defensive, but he did act surprised, confused, caught between do I respond? And what did I wake up into? Fans alleged he said something like, I don't know what you heard, the classic sentence that never fixes anything. Especially when the internet has already smelled blood. The background context made things even spicier. After all, Chrisean rock walking into any storyline is like tossing fireworks into a crowded elevator. Her name alone guarantees chaos, opinions, and emotional side effects. She's unpredictable, magnetic, loud, defensive, passionate. Everything the internet loves to obsess over. So when she was allegedly attacked, shoved, jumped, provoked, or whatever word people were using that day, everyone wanted someone to blame. And Lil Baby's name getting tangled in those whispers added a thick layer of no way. But also maybe. Then came the fan-made timelines. Tens of thousands shared side-by-side screenshots of the altercation and Lil Baby's reactions online. Circles, arrows, look at this angle. Notice the timestamp. Connect this dot to that whisper, as if they were uncovering national security documents. A simple exhale in a clip became a decoded confession. A blink became guilt. A smirk became involvement. People forget celebrities are allowed to casually watch a viral clip, breathe oxygen, and react like a normal human. But once Chrisean is in the picture, normalcy dies. Tesehki's alleged arrival at Baby's space was described as direct approach energy. No wasted words. No funny smiles. Internet retellings claimed she wasn't accusatory, she just wanted clarity. Something like, if your name is floating around the mess, you deserve a chance to clear it up. That's either mature diplomacy, or the opening line of the world's most intense confrontation. And Lil Baby, according to the rumor pool, didn't bark back. He didn't flex. He didn't posture. Instead, he supposedly tried to keep things cool. Calm tone, measured voice. The type of approach where you can tell someone is trying to prevent headlines, ironic, considering headlines were already cooking on every platform with Wi-Fi. People insist he emphasized that he had nothing to do with any behind-the-scenes energy, and that any rumor suggesting otherwise was people over-editing reality until it looked like a sci-fi plot. One online witness even claimed Baby said he barely knew the full story, that the internet exaggerated it beyond recognition. But here's where everything got complicated. The public didn't believe silence, denial, sarcasm, or anything short of 20 notarized documents anymore. The more celebrities stayed calm, the more people yelled they're hiding something. Tesehki's protective aura only added gasoline. If she felt something was off, fans assumed something was off. She became the compass. And if the compass pointed toward Lil Baby even faintly, people followed Dot. By the time the first wave of theories settled, the confrontation, real or exaggerated, had already gone viral. Memes exploded. Edits rolled out. Conspiracy channels stitched clips together like courtroom prosecutors. And in the center of this storm was that lingering, haunting question that still hasn't clicked into place. Why did the storyline even reach Lil Baby's doorstep in the first place? Coincidence? Clout magnetism? Hidden link? Wrong moment? Or the universe's weird, messy algorithm feeding drama just because it can. Whatever triggered it, one thing became painfully clear. Once Tesehki entered the chat, nobody was prepared for the ripple effect. And this scandal? It was only just beginning to mutate. It was only just beginning to mutate. If people thought the initial confrontation was the climax, they clearly underestimated the internet's ability to flip a storyline inside out until it resembles a rejected season pitch from Zeus Network. Because the moment the rumors of Tesehki checking Lil Baby hit the public domain, the scandal didn't just escalate, it mutated, detonated, and spawned more theories than an Area 51 Reddit forum. Every influencer, every rapper, every plug page with a cracked iPhone screen suddenly had an opinion in the memes. They were savage. Lil Baby blinking became symbolic of guilt. A single shrug was treated like a plea deal. Even the way he sipped water in an Instagram live clip was paused and analyzed like a confession. Disguised as hydration. Reaction videos rolled in like a tsunami. Some creators mocked the idea that Lil Baby would ever involve himself in the Chrisean tornado, calling the rumor the wildest fanfic since Twilight. Others insisted there's no smoke without fire and that celebrities are experts at pretending they've never heard of drama while secretly sipping tea behind private stories. One YouTuber even claimed, with zero evidence and maximum enthusiasm, that Lil Baby was low-key tied to the atmosphere of the situation. Whatever that means, the internet took it as scripture. There were Twitter threads longer than college dissertations, TikTok breakdowns with neon arrows and technological paranoia, and edits that looked like courtroom tapes reconstructed by AI. Clips were slowed to 0.2x speed so viewers could zoom in on Baby's eyes, convinced they'd catch a micro-expression that screamed behind-the-scenes puppet master. Suddenly, everyone was an expert in body language. Psychologists were quoted. FBI lip readers got tagged. People who dropped out of communication class in 9th grade swore they detected guilt using intuition and solar chakra alignment. And the celebrity reactions? Absolute chaos. Rappers chimed in with cryptic lines that sounded like threats but were probably just recycled bars from old drafts. Influencers posted messy, "I heard things" voice notes that revealed exactly nothing. One singer uploaded a laughing emoji under a post, and the internet started debating whether it was sarcasm, neutrality, subliminal shade, or emotional malfunction. Every move became evidence in a fictional trial being run by strangers with Wi-Fi and zero impulse control. Chrisean's name alone was gasoline on the fire. When she sneezes near conflict, people start documenting angles. So naturally, fans dragged her into every narrative twist. Some swore she had already addressed it secretly through facial expressions on live. Others insisted she remained silent because she knows the truth. Third group confidently explained she was ignoring it because that's what guilty people do. Logic was as stable as a wobbly shopping cart with one broken wheel. But TikTok ate it up. Then came the psychological essays titled, "Who Would Want Smoke with Tesehki?" Social media labeled her the warrior sister, the defender of family honor, the gladiator built for confrontation. The idea of her stepping up to a powerhouse like Lil Baby was portrayed like watching a Marvel hero stand toe-to-toe with a final boss. And that image only amplified the spectacle. Her presence alone became a storyline, a statement, a cultural moment. Screenshots leaked. Out-of-context DM bubbles went viral. Most were zoomed in so tight you couldn't tell if you were reading a message or staring at the pixels of a Minecraft block. Fans didn't care. They saw half a sentence in the letter B and decided it was Baby apologizing, confessing, or denying involvement. Every blurry angle became proof. One alleged post claimed Baby told someone people always reaching, which was treated like a coded denial. Others believed it was actually a cryptic admission of knowing more than he let on. The collective imagination was louder than Google Doc pages that make a living off chaos started dropping exclusive insider info. Somehow every insider sounded like they lived inside a Wi-Fi router. One claimed Baby laughed because he already knew what was going down. Another said he was blindsided and felt disrespected by the conversation. A third source, reportedly connected to someone's cousin's stylist nail tech, said Baby didn't even understand why his name entered the chat in the first place. At that point, the scandal had more plot lines than the entire Fast and Furious franchise combined. As public volume rose, so did fan aggression. Comment sections overflowed with accusations, stans declaring emotional war, and people demanding statements. Some told Lil Baby to clear your name. Others told Tesehki to drop the receipts since you cooled enough to confront in person. The pressure on both sides inflated like a helium balloon nearing explosion. Eyewitnesses swore Baby looked confused, not defensive, but confusion only fanned the flames. Outrage culture follows reverse logic. If you don't freak out, you're hiding something. If you do freak out, you're definitely hiding something. In the court of public opinion, innocence is a myth and silence is a confession with punctuation. Then the edits started trending. Split screens of Lil Baby's reaction clip beside Chrisean's scuffle. Layered with dramatic audio like, "Why do you know? Were you involved? Is this more than coincidence?" The clips treated random coincidence like divine alignment. Fans turned every accidental parallel into destiny, every glance into a premeditated signal. There was even a now famous edit where Baby's smirk synced perfectly with a loud yell from Chrisean's fight video. And people called it suspicious synergy. As memes scrambled across socials, the narrative took a comedic detour. Someone turned Baby's eyebrow raise into a TikTok dance. Another added a CSI zoom effect every time his lips moved. One meme captioned a screenshot, "When you low-key know drama you swear you unrelated to." The joke spread so fast even Baby's fan pages couldn't ignore it. Public perception wasn't just about whether he was innocent. It was about whether he looked innocent enough. And then the celebrities, who had nothing to do with the situation, still inserted themselves. Artists hopped into comments, some to defend, others to instigate. One rapper posted, "Mind y'all business," which fueled more theories because the internet can stretch a toothpick into a bridge. If you defend someone, you're hiding something. If you say nothing, you're suspicious. If you post a song snippet, it's clearly a subliminal directed at the scandal. Delusion became an Olympic sport and the timeline took gold. Meanwhile, reactions toward Tesehki turned her into a metaphor. People romanticized her confrontation as a sibling loyalty masterclass. Something powerful, something cinematic. They wrote mini essays about sisterhood, justice, accountability, and the poetic beauty of calling out potential wrongdoing. Suddenly, she wasn't just a sister, she was a cultural figure, the internet's version of an investigator, holding everyone to emotional trial, and the pressure on Lil Baby didn't shrink, it ballooned. Even after the alleged con denial, the public continued excavating clips, comments, even facial tension from photos that were taken months before the incident. A single screenshot from a club months earlier, where Baby and someone who vaguely resembled a person rumored in the altercation were standing in the same building instantly became link. Confirmation. It didn't matter if they'd never spoken or even noticed each other. Context was optional. Aesthetics were everything. People started hunting connections, shared followers, mutual friends, accidental proximity. All turned into digital spider webs of evidence. Theories. Spun so aggressively you would think the scandal involved government secrets, rather than a fight clip and a rapper blinking. Wrong. Through all the noise, tension kept simmering between the silent facts and the loud imagination. And the overarching question loomed bigger with every post. Was Lil Baby truly just a bystander dragged into internet chaos? Or was there a deeper layer hidden behind casual expressions and phone camera silence? The storyline teetered on that razor-thin edge where coincidence and conspiracy blur until they look identical, and if the world thought the memes, allegations, decoded glances, and confrontation narratives were dramatic enough, they were still missing what came next because the aftermath wasn't just messy. It reshaped reputations. It shifted narratives. And it left both names permanently stamped into a headline storm no one could predict. By the time the smoke began to settle, the scandal had already etched permanent graffiti across reputations like a rumor engraved in concrete. Whether Lil Baby was innocent, misunderstood, or unfairly tangled in internet hysteria no longer mattered. The storyline had a heartbeat of its own. Once public perception becomes a living organism, you can't argue with it, control it, or disinfect it. And the confrontation involving Tesehki and Baby had cemented itself as one of those moments that people would drag back up every time Chrisean Rock sneezed near another headline, Because that's the thing about drama tied to Chrisean, it doesn't evaporate. It metastasizes. Lil Baby, who once walked through controversy like water sliding off wax, suddenly found himself being observed through the high-powered, emotionally unstable microscope of stan culture. Every future interaction, every shade of body language, every muted emoji response would now be filtered through the question, was this the energy of a man who once got confronted over Chrisean rock? The internet has no statute of limitations. It's digital purgatory where screenshots serve as eternal ghosts. Even if Baby was completely disconnected, the narrative had already stapled his name to the story like it belonged to him. Meanwhile, Teseki's aura evolved from the protector sister myth into something even more iconic, more intimidating, more symbolic. She became a walking warning label. People referenced her like a cautionary tale and a badge of loyalty all at once. The idea that she might pop up whenever her sister's name got disrespected became its own meme format. Mess with Chrisean, find out became the digital motto plastered over her image like a modern-day gladiator stamp. Whole fan groups called her the emotional secret service of Chrisean's universe, the one person you don't want to find standing in front of you if your mouth ran too wild. Rumor pages fed off it too. Every time Chrisean's name floated near confrontation, commenters would ask the same sarcastic question: has anyone seen Tesehki yet? And the fact that her alleged encounter with Lil Baby stayed unresolved, unconfirmed, and unstamped only made the legend more potent. Mystery breeds intrigue, and intrigue breeds replay clicks. People love the unsolved more than the proven. They want blurry screenshots, shaky narratives, conflicting accounts, because those are fertile ground for imagination. And imagination is the internet's favorite drug. As for Chrisean Rock herself, she didn't have to comment or clarify or even breathe near the topic. The scandal looped back to her like heat to a stove, painting her as the nuclear core of chaos, attention, and unresolved tension. Whether she was the victim, the spark, the trigger, or just the name that dragged drama into the room, Chrisean's identity in the public eye grew sharper, heavier, and louder. Her every move became proof of character, whether she was cooking at home, staring at a screen, or brushing her hair. Neutrality stopped existing. Everything symbolized something. People projected their own scripts onto her silence, convinced that whatever she didn't say meant more than anything she could have said. Lil Baby tried to move on publicly. Promo posts, music previews, smiling group photos, all the normal online routines. But comments didn't forget, didn't soften, didn't shut up. You still involved? Did you clear it with the sisters? So what really happened? Flooded under every caption like stubborn graffiti that the owner gave up trying to scrub off. Even posts that had nothing to do with the scandal, studio snippets, car shots, shoe ads were ambushed by spectators asking about confrontation energy and Chrisean conspiracies. Once people smell drama, they don't let logic ruin the taste. What made everything worse was how the internet shapeshifted over time. Initially, they demanded answers. Then they pretended they already had them. Then they acted like Baby, admitting anything would only confirm what they'd already declared. Innocence became irrelevant. Suspicion became addictive. And every new rumor pile that wasn't even connected got folded into the narrative like leftover ingredients tossed into a pot. Suddenly, any name remotely linked to Chrisean's storyline, whether through music, interviews, or simple friendships, got accused of knowing secrets about the alleged attack. The scandal didn't fade. It recruited. People started whispering about its effect on industry relationships too. Interview hosts threw sly questions about internet narratives and misunderstood situations. Journalists wrote glossy pieces on how public perception can stain even the innocent. Conspiracy vloggers treated the whole situation like hip-hop's modern urban legend. No proof, no conclusion. Just a dangling thread that everyone tugged at. Knowing it unraveled nothing but entertained everything. Some fans argued the confrontation helped Baby, ironically. They said it humanized him, made him look like someone who couldn't escape. Messy storylines just like the rest of celebrity culture. Others claimed the narrative bruised his image, especially among those who treat any hint of drama as confirmation of guilt. Either way, his name was now welded to the archive of Chrisean rock scandals, and no amount of public clarity could pry them apart. And for Tesehki, the legend soared. The idea of her demanding explanations became as iconic as viral reality show moments. Her protectiveness turned her into the unofficial head of emotional quality control, someone who wouldn't tolerate disrespect or silent smirks aimed at her sister. Whether the confrontation was heated, calm, sarcastic, or non-existent, the perception became a story all on its own, one that made her look bold, loyal, sharp-edged, and unafraid to question someone bigger than her. Rumor insisted she confronted a chart dominator without blinking. And honestly, the internet loves a fearless character more than it loves factual accuracy. There was something poetic about the aftermath, too. Both figures, Baby and Tesehki, walked away with reshaped reputations, new layers, and fresh public expectations. Every future move from either of them would now be compared to that one moment the internet swears existed. The confrontation became a watermark, a narrative checkpoint. If Tesehki chimed in online, people assumed she was addressing the same situation. If Baby looked off guard in someone's IG story, viewers said he was reflecting on the chaos. Even the rumor itself that Lil Baby might have been directly or indirectly tied to the atmosphere around Chrisean became an immortal myth, something people reference half seriously, half jokingly, because it perfectly represents how unpredictably messy celebrity culture can get, when nobody has context but everybody has Wi-Fi. And Chrisean, whether she ever acknowledged it or not, benefited from the loyalty narrative. Outsiders were reminded that her name doesn't drift alone. There are people in her orbit who will move mountains, confront giants, and demand explanations when the internet starts playing connect dash the dash dots dot in the end. The confrontation, real, rumored, exaggerated, or misremembered, wasn't the headline. The impact was the way public perception worked, the way memes amplified suspicion, the way fans constructed entire law cases out of eyebrow twitches and grainy clips. It showed how fast digital culture can take a simple viral moment and evolve it into folklore. And the strangest, most gripping part of all, the lack of final clarity. No confession, no certified footage, no official statements stamped in ink. Just tension, speculation, theories, and a legend that refuses to dissolve. The scandal left behind a permanent cliffhanger, the kind that keeps resurfacing in comment sections, podcasts, live stream conversations, and messy gossip threads at 3.m. Because in the heart of modern celebrity drama, questions are oxygen. Chaos is currency. And the internet will always choose the wild version of events over the reasonable. What if it means they get one more storyline to obsess over? So whether Baby was innocent, misread, or hilariously misunderstood, the confrontation mythology lives on like a ghost that refuses to exit the room. And if there's one thing the public collectively learned from all of it, it's this: once your name collides with a Chrisean rock scandal, even by accident, you don't get to walk away untouched. You become part of the folklore, a chapter in the narrative, a recurring flashback in the endless digital series. And Lil Baby's cameo in that universe may have started as a rumor, a smirk, or a misunderstood clip, but it ended as one of the most bizarre cultural plot twists people will gossip about long after the original footage fades from memory. And if you made it this far without throwing your phone, rewinding clips, or zooming in on Lil Baby's eyebrow like a forensic scientist fresh out of detective school, congratulations, you survived another round of digital chaos where theories are facts, screenshots are scripture, and the most innocent reactions get turned into crime scene evidence. But don't act brand new. You know, this isn't the last time a half blink, a sarcastic smirk, or a weird timed laugh becomes the center of a conspiracy hurricane. Around here, scandals don't sleep, they caffeinate, multiply, and refresh themselves like TikTok feeds at 3.m. So go ahead, hit that like button like it owes you money. Smash that subscribe like you're breaking down a conspiracy board. And drop your wildest theory in the comments. Was Lil Baby clueless? Was he secretly amused? Did Tesehki really confront him like a season finale twist? Or did the internet just combine caffeine, boredom, and Chrisean rock's gravitational pull into another hysterical myth? I want to hear you cook, insane analogies, unhinged predictions, the works. Because here, we don't just sip tea, we boil it until the pot screams. We don't just report drama, we dissect it, reassemble it, exaggerate it, and serve it back hotter than a Zeus reunion table flip. And trust me, whatever madness comes next, we'll be right here breaking it down like a leaked phone call and spinning it like a Netflix thriller. So buckle up, watchers of chaos. Hit that bell like you're trying to wake the whole neighborhood, stay locked in, and remember, Every rumor has a sequel. Every scandal has a remix. And every silence is a cliffhanger just waiting to explode. Welcome to the kingdom of chaos. Welcome to the empire of receipts. Welcome to Trend Tattle. Welcome to Trend Tattle.